Howdy folks, and welcome back to another episode of Cranky Conrods. And today we're going to be having a look at the Mitsubishi Shogun. As I said, it's my old work truck. So we're going to have a look over, kind of see the things that it kind of does and doesn't need. I've already ordered a few of the parts. I think one of them was a radiator cap and a few odds and ends, because the radiator cap on it was really cheap and tacky, and occasionally if you were pulling, you know, with a bit of a heavy load, the temperature gauge would creep, and if you were pulling up a large hill for a period of time, the head gasket would creep again. And I thought, you know, the worst, it was going to be the head gasket or a blocked radiator. Well, as you can see in the video, we have a stainless steel Jap speed radiator in the front of it. So at the end of the day, we knew it wasn't going to be the radiator. We knew it wasn't going to be flow, because that's had a water pump. So I was considering the worst. Now, Damien came to the rescue on this one. I took the radiator cap off of him and all the problems went away. So we've been and ordered a OE spec 0.9 radiator cap. I've been and bought the rest of the stuff to do the underseal of it, and I'll show you guys kind of where we're at, what we're going to be doing and how we do it, because I don't know if in this video we're going to get all the underseal done or started, or yeah, we'll just see and play it by ear, because we kind of got a late start in this video and it's, you know, already getting on for the afternoon. So I've been a bit lazy, and as you can see, we actually finally got a haircut. So let's get you guys into the video, and I hope you enjoy. Right, so as you can kind of see, this is the one that was on the truck when we got it, and there's no make, brand or PSI or anything that's on it, and quite frankly it just feels really, like I said, cheap. So I mean, you can always comment below if you know what these caps are and what they're pressure rated at, but to me that's just pure junk. So we've been ahead and I've ordered up, well, we didn't even have to order this one, to be honest. It was actually sat on the shelf of the local parts place, so I was kind of grateful for that one, I suppose. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is we're going to put that on, so it's got a nice shiny new cap on there, and hopefully all my problems will be a merit distance. So yeah, that part's easy to do. There, done. As for under here, there isn't much to be done. This is pretty stout under here, so I mean, we also might have potentially have sold the truck already, so we're waiting to see the comebacks, because one of you viewers, and I mean you, have reached out and sent me an email, and I gladly told you what I was looking for the truck, and they were happy. So we'll see. So thank you guys for watching and everything else, and participating with the channel. So what we're going to do next is, once we've got this cap on, we're going to come back and get the lock and wheel nuts and everything, and get on and do the dreaded understart, the unseal, because as you can see on the front here, it's not too bad. I mean, the brake pipes, they're not corroded or anything, and everything else, I mean, there is a bit there that wants just cleaning up, but apart from that, 90% of this, 99% even, is just surface rust, and it's not anything structural. So, you know, as you can see, look, it's not rotten, it's not beaten up, it's just a low mileage truck. So we'll just get back to you in a minute and I'll show you where we're at. Right, so the next job we're going to be having a look at, if we can get you guys up in here, is going to be this. This is for the washer bottle pump. So if I can, there we go. They're the wires for the washer bottle pump. Very common thing to happen on these trucks, but nonetheless, we've gone and bought ourselves a new washer bottle pump, and may I add, guys, these things are like, you know, they're like kryptonite. I mean, some of them are ranging from 15-20 quid here in the UK, but when you go to click on them, as per usual, nope, you're not getting it. So I went to another company and this one was £75. I mean, just wow, this thing is just, you know, it's just ridiculous. I couldn't sadly get the pigtail to go in there, which is what I'd rather have liked, but you know, needs must. And when you ring Mitsubishi up, we can't get you that pigtail either. So there's nothing more I can do, but this is how it's going to be. I don't like doing it this way, but at the end of the day, it's just a washer bottle pump, and it's not for anything really major. So we'll get after this and get you guys caught up in a minute. Right, folks, there we have it. Tucked up here, behind the rear bumper, front bumper, sorry, is the washer bottle pump bottle. Washer bottle pump goes in the bottom, and note to self: next time I do one of these, is to put slightly longer cables on, because the cables are a little bit short, and at the end of the day, it now works. So we can take it back now for its MOT and get it all sorted, and then we can move on to doing the underseal. And I did forget to mention that the white and black wire is your live, and the black wire is your negative. So if you ever want that for future references, then there you have it. And another thing I wanted to adjust was this little problem I've been having. Was a rattle. As you can see, this has all come loose. So I'm hoping we'll squirt a WD-40, or even we'll just try and nip it up first. If it nips up, then happy days. If not, then we'll see what we can have to do a bit later on. But generally, I mean, that's not a hole before anybody starts, oh, that's a hole, blah blah blah. But yeah, the two bolts here have came undone. Right, folks, so you often wonder, you know, how some of these people do their frames on their trucks, and I'm going to show you a light way of how I do it. It is very time consuming, so don't think for a minute that you're just going to come in, scratch and put some paint on. That's not how this works, and this one, and sadly, is not been done for a little while. So what I've got is I've got a wire wheel on a drill, and I'll go over and I'll get all the loose stuff off the truck. And this stuff, the stuff that's harder, I literally sit there and pick at it like that for hours and hours and hours. And the only result you get is by the amount of effort that you put into it. Excuse me. So the more effort you put into your preparation work, the better the frame's going to look, and the happier you're going to be. I mean, this whole wheel well will take you probably the best part of, I don't know, about an hour or so, something like that, each side. That's without doing the frame underneath here and getting on. Now, I would say I'll take the wheel off, but the locking wheel nut has broke. So if I bring you guys down into here, this one has broke. So I've now got to get the locking wheel nuts off the truck. So that's made me really happy, because I've never had the wheels off of this thing. But nonetheless, I mean, this up here is literally, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes with the wire wheel brush and just chipping away at it and getting all the really nasty lips and all that off of it. And then I'll go over it again, and then I'm going to put some serious rust adhesion stuff on there, then I'm going to put some inhibitor and some underseal on. You guys will see it as I do it step by step. So that's really kind of what I'm up to right now. Right, so as you can see, you've got all this, and the frame is already starting to turn black. That is simply because I've put a rust eater onto the frame after I was happy with it, and we're just letting it soak in. And what we'll do is at the end we'll wipe off any of the excess that's on here, and we're going to put a base coat like an acid etch rust treatment primer, and that's going to allow it to be sealed for a little while longer to come, and hopefully prevent any further damage to the to the frames and that. But as you can even see, look where I've stopped under here. So what I've got to do is I've got to get this up in the air where I can get right underneath it. I mean, like in here, I've got to get the wheel off so I can get it all in there and wax it and stuff like that. But I'll kind of show you guys the end product of when I've done just this side. Then I've got 3 more to do. But yeah, you guys can kind of see now how long it sort of, the sort of effort it takes to get it to where it is now. So very quickly and very lightly, I've got my black acid etched primer, and then all I'm going to do is just go around and just give it a quick tucky like here, and we're just going to let that dry, and right off then we'll completely re-wax all inside the area, the rear wheel arches. Put my tongue in, and I'll show you guys what it's going to look like when it's finished, and the finished product, kind of the finished product. I mean, I know the sun's on it a little bit, but I'm trying to do my best here with you guys. But yeah, that frame is black from the rust treatment, not from any primer. I'm just going to quickly acid etch primer that and get some wax on it, and I'll show you guys, as I say, in a minute when it's all done. Right folks, so as you can see, quite a bit of time has gone past now, like 2 or 3 days, and I've kind of just cleaned it all up, as you can kind of see here. So it has been quite a bit of considerable amount of work, but as you can kind of see, look, it really is well worth doing it. I mean, I've still got to do a bit more here because it's a little bit thin, and a bit more just here, as you can see in the camera. But other than that, it really does tidy it up, and I don't want to tidy it up to the point where it looks like I'm hiding anything, because that's what 90% of people is going to presume when they see all this, is that you're hiding something. Well, it's what do you either have? Do you either have like it did before with all the rust and all the patches, or consistently one colour? So just give us a comment below on what you think, what you'd rather see, just a natural truck or one that's been painted and it looks really, really good. So as I'm going to say folks, I'm going to roll this one out now because this is getting on for quite a long video, and I'm going to say much love from me, and peace out.